Welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. So, today we're going to look at two books that I just recently read, and they are off of my 22 books to read in 2022. I'll link that video down below if you haven't seen it. I'm slowly knocking the books out. I think at, I'm about halfway through them, I guess, and it's about a good time because we're almost halfway through the year. So I did two books this week, and I enjoyed both of them. The first one is Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. Before I say anything, this one does have trigger warnings, so you might want to look up what those are before you read this one. It can be very hard hitting if you're not expecting that. So this one is about Jack and Grace. Jack and Grace seem to have like this great relationship or whatever, and then once they get married, things kind of start to change. See, Grace has a younger sister who is Down syndrome, I believe. I think so. Excuse me. And the sister was not part of their parents' plan. I don't even think Grace was. But when the mom found out later in life that she was pregnant, she was going to take care of it, abortion, adoption, whatever the case may be. But Grace convinced them to have the baby. And then once the baby got old enough, she promised, like, I will take care of it, all this other stuff. So basically, when Grace moved out, she automatically knew that, like, she'd be taking care of her sister pretty much for the rest of her life because her parents wanted to go to, I think, New Zealand or something. So Grace is in the park playing with her sister, and Jack shows up. And Jack seems all nice, all friendly, all this good stuff. Well, they wind up, falling for one another, and he's doting on the sister and making it look like this big old thing. But he has a second agenda. He's got another agenda going on. And if you would see them from the outside as a couple, you would think that they had the perfect relationship. You never really saw one without the other. He seemed to be a doting husband, but behind closed doors, it was definitely not that case. He was very controlling, but nobody ever knew. So she is dealing with a few different things going on in her life, and she marries Jack, and things start to take a turn for the worse, and she has to figure a way out of the situation. And boy, does she figure a way out of that situation. I was intrigued. I think I had read this whole thing in like 15 hours, whatever it wound up being, like definitely all in one day. I couldn't stop, and I'm glad I did put this one on my list to read. It had been on my shelf, and I kind of eyed it a couple times, but never picked it up. So glad I finally did. So if you like a story that kind of makes it seem like the perfect couple, and then before you know it, it's not, and you got to find a resolution for it, this is your book to read. But again, check the trigger warnings. There are quite a few things that can possibly trigger somebody if they've been through rough situations. And the second book is Royal by Danielle Steele. This one was really good. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. As growing up, my mom always read Danielle Steele. I'm talking those big ones, and she would knock them out in no time. So that's where my love of reading came from. Was my mom, like, she encouraged it, and also led by example. By seeing her read, made me want to read. But anyway, so this one right here is about the royal family. It is during World War II, approximately like 1943-ish, I want to say. They have 3 children. 2 are old enough to be part of the war efforts. The youngest one, who is at the time of the book, I believe 16-ish, or about to be 16, she has a horrible asthma problem. Like, she's constantly having to take the medication for it because she just keeps getting asthma attacks and stuff. So her family decides that we're going to send her outside of the war zone. They send her to Yorkshire, and she is going to be housed by two noble people and their family. And the only people who know her true identity are her parents that sent her, the two people that are going to take her in, and then the people who brought her, which are people who work for her parents. So she gets to this new place, and it's the two guardians, and then their son, and then a girl about her age who has also been sent there for because of the war, but her parents unfortunately have passed. They've gotten killed, bombings or something in their neighborhood. So when she leaves to go back after the war is over with, she's an orphan. She has nobody there. So as we are reading this book, Princess Charlotte, that's who the child is that gets sent over by the king and queen. Um, she slowly starts to fall for the boy, who is technically a duke. Um, Starts to fall for him, but he has no idea of her true identity. Like, he knows her name's Charlotte, but she's going by a different surname so that she doesn't get media, all that other stuff. So she falls for him, and before you know it, she is pregnant. And in order not to have a baby outside of wedlock, they decide to get married secretly. However, they cannot get the messages to the royal family due to people reading the mail because they don't want anybody to know where Charlotte is. And also, if the media catch on to it, they're going to come to her. So um, they get married in secret. He is about to be 18, joining the war efforts um, while she is pregnant. And unfortunately, uh, the baby becomes an orphan due to the father dying at war and then the mother afterwards. So this baby is then taken in by the girl who is staying there also. Once you kind of like see why when you're reading it. And she is raised as her child. She never knows of her royal background, that her mother was a princess. And after 2 decades, damn near, um, papers and things start to surface that show her true identity, her lineage. So it is brought to the royals' attention, and we get to follow the process of her growing up and then learning and then figuring out what they're going to do. And the way that Danielle Steele kind of sums it up in her little synopsis was great. It says, a fascinating story of family and royalty and an unforgettable portrait of an extraordinary young woman, and the man who brings her home. Royal is an exhilarating work from America's most beloved storyteller. Y'all, I put this down in one day. Like, it was an interesting story. I wanted to keep reading to see what would happen to her as she grew up, and then as this 2 decades later, this secret comes out and how it's handled, and it's so good. And there's so many other things in the book that you kind of get to read to connect her to the fact that, we know that 2 decades later that the royal information is going to come out. So you get to see how that kind of all connects. And it's a really good story. I absolutely loved it. If you love a good story like that, that is definitely one for you. So those are two books off of the 2022 and 2022 list that I made. But I also went to the library today. So excited because not only did I get some new library books, which I will share my thoughts and opinions on that once I read those, I found out about all the stuff that's going to be happening this summer, and I'm there for it. I'm there for it. So this year's summer reading program for our library, which is our parish library. And our parishes are like counties and other places. They're just called parishes. So anyway, not our city one, but the parish one. They have a theme, and it's called Oceans of Possibilities. And I thought that was great. So this is their summer reading program, and this is the information. Most of the information pertains to the specific branch that I went to, but they do have information on the other stuff, and I'm excited. So for this, it is a program for it's 6 weeks reading challenge for children 0 to 3rd grade, teens that are 4th through 12th grade, and adults 18 and older. I'm super excited that the adults get to participate, and I can't wait to see what the prizes are. And the goal for this challenge is to read 600 minutes in the time allotted, which is June 6th through July 15th. And you have to log your points in every, like your reading numbers every day, and then as you go, you get to earn prizes. Do I know what those prizes are? Not yet, but I will figure it out. So they give us all the information to log that, and then whenever I talk to Abby about it, because sometimes she gets excited about challenges and stuff, and she seemed pretty exciting about this. But her first question was, "What are the prizes?" So I had to explain to her that I have no freaking clue what the prizes are, but it does say, where did I read that at? Let's see. Right here. The more you read, the more prizes you will earn. So I was like, the more you read, the more you find out what you're going to get. So maybe the prizes get bigger as you go. So I was super stoked about that. But the cool thing is they also have merch that goes along with it. So you know I'm going to have to go buy some merch. So they have t-shirts, and then they have browsing bags, which is, they are super adorable. And then they also have a big tote bag. But look, I don't know if you can really, it's Louisiana, and it says see something. I can't read the word, but oh, see the possibilities. I can't read, but anyway, so there's t-shirts, bags, and a tote bag that matches the t-shirt. So, but look how cute these bags are. And this one right here, it says Ocean of Possibilities. So I'm gonna have to get some merch. But anyway, then they gave me this calendar, and I told Abby I'm going to put it on the refrigerator, and I want her to circle all the activities that she wants to participate in. That way we can go make sure we're at the library that day so that she can participate. So for week 1, which is June 6th through the 9th, because I don't think there's going to be anything on the 10th because they don't have it listed. But like for instance, you kick it off on the 6th, so it's an all day thing. So I think you just kind of go and you can get books and get more information about it. But like Tuesday, there's a coloring thing at 2 o'clock. Then the next day is a tissue paper starfish, and then paper jellyfish on Thursday. And then there's summertime sun catchers. You can make a hook, Captain Hook, do it yourself pirate hats. And then for toddler time, which we won't participate in that, but they read a book and make a paper plate turtle, which is pretty cool. And then they have adult activities as well, but I'm not really interested in some of these activities for adults. Like the first adult activity on here is to crochet a scarf. I do know how to crochet. I do enjoy it, but I'm not gonna go sit over there and crochet. And then they also have a seed or plant exchange that you can do. That's an adult activity. I'm more interested myself personally in some of these kids activities. I want to make a paper mermaid bookmark. Like, why not? Why can't I do that? But then another adult program in July, you crochet a square motif. Again, I could do that on my own time. But they have a few different things that the kids get to do. And then on top of that, she gave me this book. It's like a whole booklet. And if I feel that I don't want to participate in one of these children's activities with Abby on whatever day at that specific branch, I can pull up this book and there's all the branches and the stuff that they're going to do at what times of the day. So I thought it was super neat. Um, and also about the prizes. Right here was what I read earlier. And it says, the more you read, the greater chance you'll have to win a grand prize package. So that's super duper exciting. And then they also gave us sweet summer reads. So it gives us recommendations on some of the newer books that are summertime. I don't think I've read any of these yet. I don't know if they're out yet, but it'll be exciting to do. So yes, this will be kind of the first time that we do fully participate, and I'm there for it. So my question is, what kind of activities do you guys do, summer program type stuff with your library for your kids, or even if they have an adult thing, what do you guys do? I want to see just what other ideas there are, and maybe different themes that you might have that maybe our library will do another year that will be super fun to look forward to. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you haven't picked up these 2 books, check them out. See if you would enjoy them, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.